Hey, what's up, guys? We're doing another NFL predictions video. We've done the last one. This is the last one. Round of applause, everybody. We've made it through. We've been all 31 of the other teams. And now, we just got to do the Lions. And then tomorrow, my playoff predictions are finally going to come out. So if you're hyped for that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if not, well, after this video, you should be. Anyway, let's talk about the Lions. Matthew Stafford, he's a pretty good quarterback. I mean, he's not top tier, but he's also not bottom tier. He's just your run-of-the-mill quarterback. And he's got Kenny Golladay to throw to. He's got T.J. Hawkinson on the tight end, and he's got Kerryon Johnson to hand the ball to. So their offense isn't terrible, but it's also not very good. Their offense is just kind of meh. And their defense, though, that's where things kind of get bad. I mean, really, it's all about Jeff Okudah and Tracy Walker. That secondary could be a force to reckon with. But right now, I just feel like they're kind of a mess. I mean, their offense is, like I said, it's okay, and their defense is pretty bad. So they're going to be one of the bottom teams. I mean, they're going to be battling for number one draft pick position, I think, again. And they did add Jeff Okudah in the draft this year, so that they did add to that. And then next year, maybe they can get some weapons for Matthew Stafford, maybe some O-linemen to boost that up. I don't know, but we'll see how the season goes. Technically, I already know, but you don't. So I'll make it a surprise. All right, so in week 1, Detroit is at home against Chicago. And obviously, I don't think Chicago is very good. I think they do have a solid, kind of like, well, no, they have an okay offense, and their defense is better than their offense. I think they're really going to be focusing mainly on their quarterback situation. This season is mainly going to be at what is their quarterback situation going to look like? Is Nick Foles going to take off? Is Mr. Trubisky going to go back to how he was a few years back? What is going to happen? And their defense, I guess, is pretty good. And they've got David Montgomery, so Chicago is a pretty good team. But I really don't see them beating Detroit at home this season, at least. So I think Detroit, they get a win in week 1. And again, I think that, I don't think they'll get very many more throughout the season. I mean, you see this tough season. Green Bay twice, Minnesota twice, of course. But Houston, Tennessee, Tampa Bay, the Colts, this season is unrelenting on them. And I definitely don't see them beating Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, and that very good defense. And they don't really have very many weapons for, they got Devontae Adams, but they do have Aaron Jones. So the Green Bay, they're definitely one of the best teams in the league, and I think they get the win here. And then they go into Arizona, and early season Arizona may not be that good this season. I mean, they got DeAndre Hopkins, they got rid of David Johnson, which really isn't a good thing, but they got DeAndre Hopkins, and then you've got the developing Kyler Murray. This is a very good team, and I think they get the win here in week 3. Not really a question here. I think New Orleans can probably easily grab this. Though here in a week 4, you see Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, Drew Brees. That offense might be one of the best in the league. In fact, it will be one of the best in the league this year. Obviously, 14-2. They're going to be one of the top teams, in my opinion. And they go into their very early bye week at 1-3. They're probably already getting ready. They're probably saying all right, we beat Chicago. We had 3 hard games. We come out here. We have 2 games that we probably can win. Let's get out here, go 3-3, and then focus on going to the Colts. They've got a good game plan. But I think they come out here in week 6, coming off a bye week, and I think Jacksonville can actually get a win here, surprisingly, because Jacksonville. They've got Gardner Minshew, who that's not a good thing. I said it like it was a good. They've got Gardner Minshew, but they've got Gardner Minshew, and he is not a very good. I don't believe in Gardner Minshew. They're going to be kind of leaning on Leonard Fournette, who isn't as good as he once was. But he's a pretty good running back. They definitely aren't going to be looking to get rid of him anytime soon. But I still think that Jacksonville can get the win against Detroit. But then I think they go up against Atlanta, and I do think they get one of the wins against the Falcons. So they do take advantage of their 2 easy games, or one of their 2 only games that they could win. And they get the dub in Atlanta, and they do. They've got Matt Ryan, you've got Julio Jones, you've got that offense that can score a lot of points, but I don't think that they are prepared to do that. They don't very have a good defense, and I think this is Matthew Stafford shines in this game. I do think they slowly get better throughout the season, so I think maybe they might win a couple of these 14-17 games, especially since 2 of them are at-home divisional games. Maybe they'll pull off one of those. I don't know. So in week 8, Indianapolis comes to town. In Indianapolis, you've got Phillip Rivers with more weapons than he had in KC. I've said this all the time. Of course, they lost Eric Ebron. He's over on the Steelers now, I believe. And they get the dub there. I definitely see Minnesota winning at home. They lost Stephon Diggs, but they replaced him with Justin Jefferson. So you consider their offense got even better. You've got Dalvin Cook on there. This offense is one of the best in the league. I don't see Detroit really holding them, and I think Minnesota gets the win here. Week 10, they have 2 games that they probably could win. They really need to take advantage of these. Now, of course, Carolina and Washington obviously way better than Atlanta and Jacksonville. They are completely different tier teams. But they are still teams that Detroit probably could get the dub on. And when you look at Washington, they'll definitely be getting much better throughout the season. And I feel like right now, Dwayne Haskins will be getting better. He might be already in the higher tiers in quarterbacking, and they have an amazing roster. They have Terry McLaurin, Steven Sims. I do admit they did lose Darius Geis, though. But I still think Washington can get the win here in Week 10. And then they go into Carolina, and Carolina, again, at this point, is a team that's going to get better. And again, I said the same thing about Detroit. They're going to be getting better. But Carolina, they just have Christian McCaffrey can crush your defense. And I don't think Detroit has any much of defense. I think this will be a game Christian McCaffrey shines, and they do win this game. So in Week 12, they're 2-8, and I think Houston gets a dub. They lost DeAndre Hopkins. But you have to look at some of the good things in which they did get David Johnson. Their running back room did get a bit better. Deshaun Watson is an amazing quarterback. He does have Willie Snead out there, so they are one of the better teams. I do not see them sweeping Chicago. I feel like Chicago can get the win at home. They do have a solid team. And then they go into Green Bay. Now, they have 4 hard games, but I feel like Green Bay can sweep them. And then they go into Tennessee. They're 2-11, and Tennessee at this point is probably fighting with the Texans for who will win the division. I think they need this game. They take advantage of this game. They do. Derrick Henry, kind of like Christian McCaffrey, can take hold of this team, except for they've got Jonnu Smith. They have Ryan Fitzpatrick. You've got Ryan Tannehill. Tennessee's definitely way better than Carolina, but they are kind of in the same format. And then I think they get the surprise dub here in Tampa Bay. Like I said, they do have a very good secondary, and I think Tampa Bay is going to be leaning a lot on passing, and I think this is a good matchup for Detroit, and I do think it's a bit of an upset, but I still think Detroit can pull this one off. This is like one of the games that I think this is probably the best matchup for Detroit we've seen yet. And then I do see them splitting with Minnesota, especially towards the end of the season. So they get 2 quick wins here to go 4-12. Now, let's go ahead and quickly do worst case scenario. Boom. All right, now let's do best case scenario. Best case scenario, they sweep Chicago. They can win. Let's go ahead and give them all of these games that I said they could win. All right, so now they're 8-8. Now, is there any other games that I feel that they could? I feel like that they could pull off one against Arizona here, and yeah, I think that's about it. I think at the best that I am willing to say that they go, and this is like if you are a Lions fan, this is the ideal season for you. Like if I was a Lions fan, this is what I want to happen. That way, I guess you don't make the playoffs. Who knows? You're 9-7. You have a chance of making the playoffs. You're probably in there at the end, and then you get 2 quick wins here at the end. So this is probably really, if you are a Lions fan, this is what you want to happen. Obviously, you really want them to go 16-0, but let's be real here. There's no chance of really any team going 16-0 unless like maybe the Ravens or the Saints want to pull something out. So that's that. I'm saying that they can go from 2-14 to 9-7. It's a pretty bad range there, but who knows? Maybe they'll surprise me. Maybe they'll go 10-6. That's just one more win. And again, I don't think 2-14 is likely at all. I think it's more likely 9-7, but also I don't think 9-7 is very likely. This is just as best as this is like best case scenario. All luck goes in their favor. They're like getting first downs on every play. That is the best I'm really going to say there go. Really, did you hear what I just said? That is the best that I'm really going to say there go. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can go to playupredictions.com, make your own predictions, send them to me, Twitter, Instagram, comment section, Patreon if you're supporting me. And if I get enough of them, I'll review them for a video and I'll shout you out. You'll get a shout out. All right. See you guys in the next one.